That's through there for a strike.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to get to the fantasy recap here in a minute.
Here's a 1-2. Runner takes off. Pitch misses inside. And that's a stolen base.
I was just in the middle of a game here, and I figured, you know what? We're going to finish this game out, and then I'll head into the show stuff, and we'll talk fantasy, and we'll talk the trade deadline.
Man at second. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the first out.
Well, Boog, I'll tell you, when he goes to look at the video of that pitch, he's going to want to punch himself. That slider had hit me written all over it, and clearly he just got a little too excited and was out in front. Tell you what, when you get a pitch like that, you cannot miss it. Those have a chance to go a long way.
Here's a 1-1. And that one fouled off.
Hope everybody's having a good morning.
One out,
doing a little bit of baseball heaven off stream playing here.
Stays alive.
But I figured I'd come on and do the rest of this game, and then we'll talk about some baseball.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And 2 away now.
No need to deviate from the slider right there. The hitter just not making the adjustment. He came at him with the breaking ball, pitch after pitch in that at bat, and evidently there was no answer for it.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt.
And that's inning.
Inning over on the strikeout.
We waste the single by Wynn.
Ready to begin the 8th. Now the third baseman, Alex Bregman. Ball. And that is cut on and missed. And the count's even at 2. This one chopped up the middle. Tosses to first.
There you go.
Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. This one in
there we go.
Field. Scott drifts towards
Scott
it.
coming in, makes the catch.
Takes it in for the out. Pete Crow Armstrong, the next Cub to hit. Looking to get the tying run on base. Ball. And a slider misses down and away. And ball 4 there. Tying run is on base. Here's a 1-1. That one hit the knees for a strike.
Well, with the tying run at first base, he's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base.
There we go.
And that is the inning.
Riley O'Brien.
8 straight ahead. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Cubs 2. It's an NL.
Shut it down.
As we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Daniel Palencia.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Two. Up the middle. On the run. Throw to first.
Got him.
Nice play.
Just an outstanding play going up the middle right there. And the exchange to get the throw off to first just shows you why he's one of the best shortstops around. So smooth yet so quick at the same time.
There's a shot into the gap. Hey, the gap by Suzuki.
Not stopping. He's going for 3. Trying to wiggle out of a rundown.
Ah, dang it.
Too aggressive. He's tagged out, retreating to second. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Kerry Carp.
There's one.
Norman throws out to first. And they get the leadoff man in the ninth. Here comes a skip. The Cardinals trying to close out a one-run lead here at the top of the ninth. High fly ball lifted into near right field. 2 down. So it's their last chance in this one. And now the DH, Matt Shaw. That misses the zone. Ball 2. One strike away. Tip.
Got him! Foul tip into the glove.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting.
Woo!
Runs on the board. Key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
A little bit of a bonus. Morning. How you doing, Truckin'? Finally, we get one with Durangelo. He had 12 Ks. 12 strikeouts through 6 2/3, or 6 1/3 actually, and back-to-back homers by Pages and Victor Scott, the second. Lead us to a victory today. And this was just something bonus. I was doing well off stream, so I figured, hey, I'll go ahead and do that. But look at that game for Durangelo. 6 1/3, only 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 12 Ks. By far his best game as a pro. Our best game in a major league, in the majors. But now we're going to hop out of this, load some live rosters, and we'll talk about our fantasy league, and we'll talk about the deadline. We're going to save this real quick. But how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna back out. Gonna load the live rosters, and then we will go into our fantasy league stuff. And as I said online, as I said on Twitter earlier this week, we have 3 new qualifiers for the playoffs, as Stripe Sluggers qualified for the playoffs with their win last week. Worm Burners qualified for the playoffs with their win last week. And your boy here, Cardiac Cards, qualified for the playoffs with our win last week. So we have 4 of the 12. We got a third of our playoffs already confirmed or announced in some sort of way. We're gonna go over results here real quick, just like we did last week. I'll start from the bottom of my results here and then move up. Again, I'll go pretty much everybody above 20. And then we'll go from there. But we have Comet. I wonder if I can show you. There we go. There we go. We've got Comet's Tribe Rocks, beating Flawless Victory 326 to 257. The best players for the best players for, let's see. Oh, is he not on the roster? Oh yeah, there he is. Wilbur Area for Cleveland Tribe Rock, or Comets Tribe Rocks. He had 2 starts last week, went 12 innings, got a win, and had 41 total points. And I could probably get in depth with his results last week. Yeah, he gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned run, walked 5, but he struck out 12 and got a win in 1 start and a no decision in another start. Next player for him. Oh, he got him a total of 41 points. Next one, getting him 28 points. We got to go to the Royals. Noah Cameron. He got him 1 start of 8 innings, and that was last week against the Minnesota Twins. It was actually on July 30th. He went 8 innings, only gave up 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 7, and got himself a win. So there is Noah Cameron. And yeah, I'm actually digging deeper into the results here. We're going to the Dodgers for Eric Lauer. So, I like bringing up their equivalents of how they are in the show. There we go. That way you sort of get an understanding of how good the show sees the players that we drafted and picked up for our leagues. Lauer went 6 innings. Yep, he had a 6-inning start against Seattle on July 29th. Went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, walked 1, struck out 4 for a total of 25 points. His best hitter last week was Randy Arozarena. Very little explanation needs done on him, but there we go. From the Seattle Mariners, he went a total of 7 for 27 last week, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 7 runs scored for 23 points. And, seeing as we're talking trade deadline, one of his pickups recently got traded, so we have to go to his new team as we head to San Diego for Robbie Ray, who got him 22 points last week. He went 6 innings, ironically, against the team that he's now playing for. He went 6 innings against San Diego, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Got the win for his 22 points. And then the last player we're talking about... No, we got 2 more, sorry. We're headed to Milwaukee, as pitching is Comet Tribes Rocks' claim to fame. Shane Jahan. July 31st, he went 6 innings against the Angels, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, had 7 Ks, and a win for him last week against the Angels for his 21 points. And then we're headed to the Guardians for his last player that we're going to highlight today. And we might have to go to the minors. We are. Okay. There's the guy. Kyle Manzardo for him last week. Got him 20 points as a hitter. He went 5 for 16, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. And that is all the players that we're going to highlight for Comet Tribe Rocks. Now we're headed to the Flawless Victory. And his main guy of the week, well, as he had the number 1 pick, and everybody obviously knows who the number 1 pick of these drafts is, we're headed to the Dodgers. Hi, Shohei. He had 28 points. He went 9 for 18, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Then we're headed to Detroit. A pitcher that they actually kept, Trey Melton. Oh, Troy Melton, sorry. He, in his 1 start last week, against Baltimore on the 28th, got 26 points by going 7 innings, allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts for his win against Baltimore. And he got him 26 points. Then we're going to Milwaukee for the next starter. Oh, I guess I should give also some background. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, I am Cardiac Cards 86. I run a fantasy baseball league called Baseball is Better. I've been running this league. I think this is our 7th. I think this is our 7th year. And it's had great people in the community on it. It has trucking in it. It has Beal in it. It has a whole bunch of other big people in it. Who do great work. In their own streams and are just great baseball fans. And I have had the privilege of running this league for as long as I have. And I have met some great people at it. And I've used these Wednesday streams now, and I've started this a couple weeks ago, to go over results and highlight some key players from everybody. Logan Henderson last week. He had a start of 5 innings against the San Francisco Giants, allowed 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 7, and a win against San Francisco for the 25 points that he had last week. And that's really the only players that I could highlight based off the rule that I said, I'm only going to highlight players 20 and above for Comet Tribe Rocks. Now we're going to go into our number 1 seed, Flat Four Seamers, who got the victory over New York Evil Empire, 266 to 241. And we have 4 players to highlight for Flat Four Seamer. So we're gonna go to Detroit and highlight what was his best player from last week. Kevin McGonigal. He had a whale of a week last week. 32 points. How he got them, you may ask? He went 10 of 26, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 9 runs scored for his 32 points. We are going to head to Tampa next to highlight the next player. His best pitcher. Yep. Drew Rasmussen. He went 6 innings in his start last week. Wait. 28. Interesting. Okay, let me see something here. Let me see something real quick. I gotta check week stuff. Okay, there it is. Yep, he had 1 start last week where he got 28 points. Yep, against the Chicago White Sox. He went 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 walk. He had 11 Ks and got a win against the White Sox. So, great work by him last week. We are headed to Miami for the next pitcher. As we head to Miami for Tyler Phillips. 11 Ks, yeah. Really good performance by Drew last week. Tyler Phillips from the Miami Marlins. He had a total of 24 points. Split over 2 starts. So, he had a 5-inning start against the Phillies where he went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but struck out 5 in a no decision. And then he had another start against the Mets. Again, he went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks, but got the win. So he went 1-0 with his 2 starts last week, no decision on another one, for a total of 24 points. And then the last player for him, we're headed to the Pirates. Johan Ramirez. He had a total Okay, so he came in. He's a relief pitcher, so he came in for a lot of appearances. To total his 20 points, he had 3 relief appearances, 1 against Arizona, 1 against Cincinnati, and 2 against Cincinnati. Got him 20 points, went 5 2/3 with 6 Ks, 8 strikeouts and not allowing a run. Now we head to New York Evil Empire, who we only get to highlight 3 players. But we go to Milwaukee for his first one. Jake Bauers, who got him 22 points last week. He went 7 for 18 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. His next hitter, we're going to Houston. And their leadoff hitter, Jeremy Pena, who had 21 points last week with a 10 for 29 clip. He had 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 6 runs scored. His best pitcher last week, again, another new, an old face in a new place. We're going back to Milwaukee, as he had ex-Cardinal starter Dustin May, who went 5 innings of 1 hit ball against the Chicago Cubs last week, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and a no decision. And that is it for Evil Empire. We're going to move right along here. Okay, it's your matchup, Truckin'. We got Trees Elite. Who beat Truckin' 246 to 146. Gonna start off with Trees Elite, who we have to go to an ace. We're going to Atlanta for his first player that we get to highlight this week. We are highlighting Chris Sale, who last week, I'm going to try to go over detailed pitching stats here. Yep, 30 points, July 29th in his start against the New York Mets. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, did not walk anyone, didn't allow a run, and struck out 9 for his decisive victory over the Mets. His next player that we get to highlight comes from San Diego, who surprisingly bought at the deadline, which I did not expect them to do. And there is Mason Miller. Not going to go over all the appearances in detail, but he went 3 2/3 innings. He got 2 wins. So, he, last week, he had quite a few appearances last week, it looks like. He looks like he had 1 against the Rockies. Yeah, he had 1 against the Rockies. No, he had 2 against the Rockies and 1 against the Giants. One of them, the last appearance against the Giants, was a blown save that turned into a win. And then he had another win against the Rockies, and he had a save against the Rockies. And again, we're closer heavy now. We are going to Cincy. Emilio Pagan. Wow, who also, my goodness, who last week had 1 save and 2 wins, totaling for 3 innings pitched. Let me go over. Okay, good. Yeah, I can actually go over it. He only allowed 2 hits over last week. He had a total of 5 Ks, and again, he had a save and 2 wins in his 3 appearances. His best hitter, the new right fielder for the Philadelphia Phillies, and Bryce Harper, because of the trade that they made. Bryce Harper last week, 7 for 22, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored for a total of 25. We're headed for Seattle for his next player that we get to highlight. Dominic Canzone, who went 6 for 26 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 5 runs scored, and 21 points. And then the last player of the week for him, we're going back to San Diego. Adrian Morejon, who went 3 2/3 innings with a save last week. Let's see if I can get a little bit more detail on his week. Looking at the calendar here. Yep, I get to count it. Okay, so he had really quite a bit of appearances last week. Said he had a total of 20 points. So, my guess, yep, he had 3 appearances last week. 2 against the Giants, 1 against the Rockies. He gave up a total of 2 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He got a hold and a save, no losses. And that was the week for Flat Fort Seamer. Trucked, we get to highlight 2 of your players. Cub Alex Bregman was your best player of the week. He had 32 points, and what a week he had. He went 12 of 28 for the week, a home run, 3 RBIs, and 8 runs scored. And then your best pitcher of the week, who got you 19 points, headed to Milwaukee for their ace, Jacob Mizrowski. He, in his lone start of the week against the Angels, this past Sunday, actually, went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 7 Ks, but his offense didn't deliver for him, and he took the loss for 19 points. Next matchup. In what was our closest matchup of the week, we had Wicked Hyenas There you go. Wicked Hyenas ended up beating Dave's Daring Team 280 to 277. And what a ridiculously close matchup this was. And there's a lot of players to highlight for Wicked Hyenas. So we'll start with his best player. And so far, the best player of the week that we've seen so far. We're going to the Guardians. Gavin Williams. He had 2 starts last week where he totaled 50 points. So, in a start he had July 28th against the Reds, he had 20 points. He went 7 innings. He only gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks, and a loss. But in the win that he had against Arizona, he went 5 2/3, only gave up a hit, 1 walk, 10 Ks in his win against the Diamondbacks. So he went 1-1 last week, but had 50 points total. Have yourself a week, Gavin Williams. And we're going to keep that starting pitching going because we're headed to Miami. Hello, Sandy Alcantara. $49 points for him, or 48 points for him last week. He had a start against the Phillies. He went 7 innings, only allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, no runs, 5 Ks, and a victory on July 28th. And then this past Sunday against the Mets, he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and a win against the Mets. So 2-0 against division rivals for Sandy last week. So a very good starts for him. Well, words can't even begin to describe the weekend that this cat had that we're talking about next. Sanand Rafaela? What a weekend he had in Dodger Stadium. But for last week as a whole, he went 13 of 31, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 7 runs scored. I could pretty much tell you most, if not all of those home runs came at Dodger Stadium. So, a great piece of work from him. We're also headed to Atlanta for his next player. Martin Perez, who had 2 starts last week. One start wasn't particularly great. His July 27th start against the Mets, he went 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. No decision, though, so he got backed by his offense. Second start, much better against the Nationals last Saturday. He went 7 innings, only gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and a win over the Nationals. So that's how he got his 33 points. We're headed to the White Sox. For Eric Fetty. Okay, he had one start. Okay. Wanted to make sure I had that right. One start against Tampa. Went 5 innings. This was on July 31st. Went 5 innings. Allowed 4 hits, 1 run. Struck out 6 and got the win. But now with the White Sox recent pickups, he's now headed to the bullpen as a long reliever and potentially spot starter when needed. Last player we're highlighting. We are headed to Tampa. Ian Seymour. He went 4 2/3 against Texas on July 29th. Allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And got the win for his 20. Now, we're headed to Dave's Daring Team. We gotta head to Cincinnati. Chase Burns had 36 for him last week. That was over the span of 2 starts. He had 1 start against Cleveland on July 28th, where he went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks, no decision. Bounced back against the Pirates on Sunday. Got 26 points. How he got those? 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, and got a win against the Pirates. We're headed to Houston for his next player that we get to highlight. I actually like this. This gives me a better... Peter Lambert. So, 2 starts. 1 against the Angels, July 28th. Got him 9 points. He went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, no decision. Came back on Sunday. 5 2/3 against the Texas Rangers. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, another no decision. And that's how he got his 25 points. Matt Olson, his best hitter last week for the Atlanta Braves. Went 7 of 26, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 7 runs scored for his 25 points. Sorry. I jumped the gun there. Obviously, people know how good Matt Olson is, but I figured I'd go over it on the show here. Next, we're headed to the Guardians. Chase DeLauder. He went 7. Oh, no. Is that 5? Yeah, he went 5 of 23, home run, 5 RBIs, 6 runs scored, and a double for his 20 points. Now, we head to Adam Cole next matchup. We're headed to Adam Cole, baby, who got the win over Baltimore Sharks, 240 to 155. Not a whole lot to highlight here. But we'll start with our winner, Adam Cole, baby. So we're headed to Arizona, who were buyers at the deadline. Erod Eduardo Rodriguez. He had a 25-point start against the Pirates on July 29th. He went 8 innings, allowed 5 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, and a win for him. Next player, going to Seattle for his best hitter. Hello, Cole Young. Last week, he went 13 for 29. A home run, 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored. And then the last player that we get to highlight, we get to go to the Rockies. Ah, there he is. Tomoyuki Sugano. He went. There we go. Last week, he went 6 2/3 on July 31st against the Royals. He had 5. He allowed 5 hits, 1 walk. Oh no, 1 earned run, no walks, 2 Ks. And a win against the Kansas City Royals for his 20 points. We're headed to Baltimore Sharks next, as he had 2 players that we get to highlight. First, we head to Tampa. Starter Griffin Jax. He had a total of 24 points last week. Over 2 starts. He went 5 2/3 on July 28th against the Rangers. He went 5 2/3, allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 10, but he took the loss. In fact, he went 0-2 last week because of this other start against the White Sox. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 8 Ks, but took the loss in that start as well. But 0-2 to still get you 24 points could be definitely a lot worse. And then we are headed for his best hitter of the week, which means we're headed to Miami. And Kyle Stowers. Last week, he had 20 points, went 6 for 25, 3 home runs, all solo for 3 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. We are through about half of the matchups here. We got Striped Sluggers, who beat Wits Cosmopolitan 293 to 268. Oh, only 3 players to highlight from Wit. We got 4 players to highlight from Striped Sluggers, who we're going to start with. Welcome their best player of the week. New York Yankee ace Garrett Cole. 2 starts last week. Once, and ironically, against Chicago, both the White Sox and the Cubs. First start against the White Sox, July 28th, with 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks for a win. Second start, Sunday, against the Cubs, with 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run allowed, 3 walks, 5 Ks, did get the win. Her best hitter, and this should be a no-brainer for anybody, headed to the Houston Astros for Yordan Alvarez, Air Yordan. And he definitely put one in the seats. He went 10 for 22, a home run, 7 RBIs, 5 runs scored for his 32 points. We then head back to Chicago, this time for the White Sox and their ace, Sean Burke. Last week, his start against the New York Yankees, July 30th, with 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 10 Ks, no decision. And then the last player we highlight for them, we are going to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Braxton Ashcroft. He had 1 start against Cincinnati last Saturday. 5 innings, only allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run allowed, 1 walk. Got 5 Ks and a win. And that's how he got his 20. Now we head to Wits Cosmopolitan, who's going to have 3 players. So we're going to go to his best player of the week, who was on the Twins, Ty Bradley. Two starts for Mr. Bradley last week for his 21 points. First start was July 28th against the Royals. Did okay. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, gave up 2 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 10, no decision. Not a particularly good start Sunday against the Mariners. He got only 3 points that day against the Mariners. With 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, only 2 strikeouts, but no decision. So the offense helped him out a bit. Matthew Boyd. We're headed to the Cubs. He went 7 innings against the Cardinals. 4 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and a no decision. And here at his best hitter, Seiya Suzuki of the Chicago Cubs. He went 9 for 23 with 3 RBIs, 5 runs scored, and 3 doubles for his 18 points. And now it's Arizona Rattlers winning their matchup against O Strong. Arizona Rattlers had 270 points, and O Strong had 167 points. Oh yeah, I guess I do need to go over Suzuki's. Here we go. Now, we're actually staying where we're at, as his best player of the week was Cubs starter David Peterson, who had 2 starts last week. 1 start against the Cardinals where he went 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and a win. And then last Saturday against the Yankees, he went 6 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run. No walks, 8 Ks, and a no decision. So there was his 36 points there. Francisco Lindor. We're headed to the Mets. His best hitter. 31 points. He went 9 of 26, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 4 runs scored for his 31 points. We head to Boston for his next player to be highlighted. Peyton Toyle. Two starts last week. First start, July 27th, against the Athletics, with 5 1/3. Allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks, got the win, and his 18 points. Saturday, pitched against the Dodgers. 6 innings, 9 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, and a no decision. Time to hit some Springer dingers as we go to the next player, George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays. He went 7 of 22 with a home run, 6 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and a triple for the Blue Jays for his 23 points last week. And then we go to the Twins for his last player of the week. Jeff Hoffman. A lot of appearances last week. Ended up getting a win, though. But total, he gave up 1 hit in all of his appearances, 1 walk, and 5 Ks for his 22 points. Now we head to O Strong. His best player of the week. We're going to Miami. For his closer, Pete Fairbanks. Pitched 4 innings last week. 4 for 4 in save opportunities. Got him 35 points. A week of no hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and 4 saves. Have a week, Pete. And we continue with the saves as we head to the Yankees and go to their closer. David Bednar. In his fantastic week, he allowed a total of 3 hits, 2 earned runs, only 1 walk, got 5 Ks, with his 4 saves last week. So there's how he got his 28 points. Best hitter last week. We get to go to the A's. Noah Hunt. Fantastic week for him last week. He went 8 of 27, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored for 21 points. We are 3 matchups away from being done with our roundup. 99 problems. But a bomb 8-1 had 255 points as he beat Buell, who had 198. We actually have a lot to cover for 99 problems, so we'll start there. And again, old face in a new place. Tyler Belisle had 2 starts last week. July 27th against the Brewers with 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and a win against the Brewers. Last Saturday against the Astros went 5 2/3. Five hits. 5 2/3 against the Padres last Saturday. 5 hits allowed, 5 earned runs allowed, 2 walks, 9 Ks. Luckily, in a no decision because the Giants decided to give him runs in his last start. All right, we are headed to the Yankees for Will Warren. Who last week who? Okay, I went to 28. Okay, so one start against the Cubs, July 31st, with 6 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 Ks, and a win for the Bronx Bombers. Buell would be happy with this next one. His best hitter going to Detroit, Gleyber Torres, who got him 27 points with 6 of 23, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 6 runs scored. However, another old face in a new place. We're headed to the Bronx. Detroit. Hey, Buell. We're headed for the new Bronx Bomber, Luis Garcia Jr. His last week with the Nationals, he went 9 for 26, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 2 runs scored for 23 points. Also, with 23 points, we're going to head to the Reds for their rookie standout, Sal Stewart. He went 7 of 26 with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. How you doing, Buell? Good morning. Figured we just head over, go over the week that was in fantasy. His next player we get the headline. Doing good, man. Been listed. Fantastic. Been enjoying the week off from work. Went to the dentist yesterday. Got a good clean bill of health on my teeth, so that was nice. Cam, is it Schitch? Is it Schitch? Schlittler. He had one start last week for 22 points against the White Sox. It was July 29th with 6 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 8 Ks, and a no decision. So far behind everywhere at work due to waxing. They just did it last month too. It's ridiculous, man. That sucks. Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm trying to just sort of eliminate work from my mind for now, and I'll deal with everything when I go back. All right, 99 problems last player. We head to Miami. Otto Lopez. He went 7 of 30, 4 RBIs, 6 runs scored, a triple, a double, and 20 points. Now we head to your best player, Buell. Holy crap. All right. Okay, we get to highlight 3 players from you, Buell. And it looks like you may have had one of the higher players of the week. We'll get to the top 3 players of the week here in a minute. But we're going to start with the Red Sox, who, in my opinion, were one of the big winners of the trade deadline. Once they get Adley Rutschman healthy, that is a ridiculous get for them. They gave up a lot for him. I'm not gonna dispute that. But that's a major get. Chapman. What a week Chapman had. 37 points. Three saves and a win. He pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, didn't allow a run, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 8. Give me a second. I'm going to lower my volume so I can actually hop on here without triggering anything. Ridiculous. That franchise was dead. Last trade deadline. Look at him now, right? Oh, you found me. What's up? Yeah, we're doing fine. Big week for Chapman. And I'm in chat now. I didn't have my YouTube thing up, so sorry about that, everyone. Oh, and it kicked me out of my thing. Hold on here. Gotta head back real quick. Go over the league stuff from last week. There we go. We're back to Buell. And his second best player of the week. Again, we're headed closer territory. We're going to Atlanta. Raisel Iglesias. Had 23 points last week. Looking to see how to add this up here. 23 points. Okay, yep, 3 appearances. 2 walks total. 1 K, and 3 saves. So a great week for Raisel Iglesias. 3 for 3 in saves. And now we head to the Pirates to highlight your third player, Buell. Brandon Lau. He went 11 of 30 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. And that is the players for that week. Ooh, we aren't going to highlight many players in this matchup at all. Worm Burners, who recently just qualified for the playoffs. Won his matchup 181 over against Fighting Amish, who had 132 points. We are only highlighting 2 players from Worm Burners. So, his best pitcher last week. We're headed back to the Windy City. Callan Rea. Two starts last week. He went 6 innings against St. Louis, July 28th. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Got the win in that start. Next start against the Yankees, which was Saturday. Went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks, but took the loss. His best hitter. Wow, it's been ages since I feel like I've been able to say this. Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. He went 9 of 26. 2 home runs, both solo as he only had 2 RBIs. And 3 runs scored for his 17 points. And like I said, if I don't have anybody above 20, then I take their highest hitter. Fighting Amish. Brandon Stott. Bryson Stott. Yeah, Bryson Stott. Sorry about that. The Phillies was his best player. He went 4 of 16. Ooh. 3 RBIs, 5 runs scored, a triple and a double. We are going to switch out the controller real quick, so give me a minute. Just wanted to switch a few things around. Doing all right. There we go. His best pitcher of the week comes by way of the Toronto Blue Jays. Trey Savage. He went Yep. All right, 6 2/3 against against the Washington Nationals on July 29th. 6 2/3, allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and a win for his 21 points. And then his last player that we get to highlight of the week, we go to the Twins and highlight Royce Lewis, who at 7 of 21 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 3 runs scored for his 20 points. Last matchup of the week was our second closest matchup. It was your boy here, Cardiac Cards, winning my matchup 228 against Bullet Club's Elite, who had 217. Not too many players to highlight in this one. My best pitcher of the week comes from Philadelphia. Christopher Sanchez. Who against Baltimore went 6 on Saturday. Went against Baltimore, 6 innings, 2 hit ball, 5 walks, no runs allowed, only allowed 2 hits, 11 Ks and a win. In fact, I have him going tomorrow against the Nationals, so that's fun. Brian Baker, who was my second best player of the week. as we head to Tampa. Pretty solid week for Baker. I had 23. I think I had 23 points with Baker. No, I had 20. Okay, yeah, I had 24 points with Baker. So, yep, there we go. 3 appearances. He went 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 for 3 in saves, though. So a good week for Baker. My best hitter with 19 points. And he's been my best hitter the past couple weeks now. And the main reason Arizona decided to buy at the deadline. Gerardo Perdomo. He, in total, went 9 of 29. A home run, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and a triple for his 19 points. Bullet Club Elite. We're headed to the Windy City. This is our last team that we have to break down. Nico Horner. His best player last week, 28 points. (11 of 26), 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 4 runs scored. His next player, we get to highlight Tyler Stevenson, catcher of the Cincinnati Reds, who I was 100% sure was going to end up a Yankee at the deadline. He went 7 of 16, a home run, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and a 22-point effort. And then we head for the Marlins for who was his best pitcher. Jansen Junk. Who on July 31st went 5 innings against the Mets, allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, got a win for 19 points. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is every team highlighted and every matchup highlighted for week 17. And to just sort of hop on the best player performances of the week, Gavin Williams, Sandy Alcantara, and Garrett Cole were your 3 best players of the week, with 50, 48, and 42 points respectively. Comets Tribe Rocks was the highest scoring team last week with 335 points, and the lowest scoring team was Fighting Amish with 132 points. And with that being said, how long did we go? Wow, we went quite a bit. Yeah, if I do the more detailed results, I get longer streams. So I'll do more detailed starting pitching matchups. Again, congratulations to our 4 teams who have qualified for the postseason so far. In Flat Fort Seepers, Fort Wayne Cardiac Cards, Worm Burners, and striped sluggers who have all qualified for the playoffs. 8 spots remain. Still plenty of season left. In fact, I want to give sort of a thing on how we're looking here. We've got, including this week, we have 4 weeks left. This week and then 3 more weeks. Looking at standings. There's time, but people are going to have to start getting on a roll here. Looking at your guys' matchups. Oh, Buell, you're down 35. And Truckin', you're down 50. Am I the highest point scorer this week so far? I am. Okay, I'm the highest point scorer of the week so far. Kind of helps when Alec Burleson goes off for 3 home runs. But yeah. So, boys, let's talk deadline. Buell, Truckin', if you're still in here. How you feeling about your teams after the deadline? Buell, I'm really shocked you guys traded Mize. I did not think you guys were going to trade Casey Mize at the deadline. So, we're going to look at some rosters post-deadline. Here's the Tiger rotation post-deadline. You would not think, with how the Tigers acted this deadline, that they were as close to the wild card as they actually are. Tigers are a game and a half out of the wild card, and they felt like a team to me that punted. And I don't support it. I'm shocked Seattle went for it. Obviously, they traded Luis Castillo to the White Sox, but then they also acquired Taylor Ward from the Orioles, who the Orioles are only a game and a half out. The Twins are a game out. The Rangers are a game out. The Mariners are 2 games out. Like, there are a lot of moves that really confused me. Astros went for it, getting Varsho. Tigers deadline is piss, which is what I just did. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. A game and a half out. Fine, if you want to trade Scooball, whatever. I could live with the fact, I guess, that you guys are trading Scooball. Sick of the same old crap, every Detroit sport. It just seemed odd to me that your solution to being a game out is trading your top 2 starters. It didn't make any sense to me. A good run gets you right in there with the get you right in there in the mix with everybody else in the wild card. It didn't make any sense to me. And Truckin', if you're still around, we'll take a look at your Cubs post deadline. He has got to resign due to Boris as an agent would inevitably force his way out to die. Well, the Scooball thing, yeah. Like, obviously the Scooball thing's fine. Like, as far as I'm concerned. I think what you got is ridiculous. I think that can't be excused. I think you could have got a lot more. Guy we got is AA. No majors, not even AAA guys, right? That's sort of what my thought process was. I love what the Cubs did. They got Tyrone Taylor. They got Kevin Guzman, who's going to fill a nice hole in their rotation. I believe they also got Clay Holmes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they got Clay Holmes. Like, I really liked what the Cubs did. I like what the Brewers did. Getting Dustin May, JoJo Romero from the Cardinals when he gets healthy. It's going to help them out in the playoff push. The Dodgers make me sick, man. Like, okay, so you get Skubal, you get Bubic. They went and got Chris Bubic, who ironically I don't think they needed. Realistically, I like what the Diamondbacks did. If I look at Arizona, they needed a platoon bat. I like the Lars Nootbaar pickup for them a lot, actually. I think the returns that we got for Nootbaar and May and Romero were great. I do recognize the name Cash Mayfield, maybe. That's from Fort Wayne News, but I've heard of him. Okay. The team that really shocked me, I guess, deadline-wise, I guess I shouldn't be shocked. They're only one game back of the wild card. But San Diego went for it. San Diego gets Robbie Ray. They get Casey Mize. They didn't trade Mason Miller. They didn't trade any of their hitting. They still got Pivetta. They got Randy. Like they're gonna have pieces. They're gonna have pieces to make a run, and their offense is still very good. Other teams, I thought I like what Miami did. Miami didn't punt on its season either. Was on Fort Wayne in the ways. Oh, okay. Miami didn't punt. I like the fact that they got... I want to make sure I have this right before I say anything. Oh, no, not Miami. Sorry. Tampa. Not only gets Freddie Peralta, which is big for them, but then to turn around and add... Liam Hicks, a power-hitting catcher, to their lineup. It's definitely probably one of the better decisions that Tampa's made at the deadline. And I like the fact that they're going for it. They're not satisfied for where they're at. Logged in HBO Max. Logged in HBO Max. TNT last night. Last game was blacked out. Who was playing last night? Obviously, I also like what the Phillies did. Luis Ariz is a huge pickup for Philadelphia. Gonna have him play second. Gonna have Stott play third. Gonna have Bohm play first. Bryce is moving to the outfield. I would have liked to have seen them get a right-handed bat for the outfield. I think that was the only thing that was missing. Oh, lost to the Cubs on TNT. Oh, okay. I'm gonna need any NL team to beat the Dodgers. I don't even care who. I don't care who at this point. Like, I'm going to need Milwaukee, Atlanta, Chicago, Philly, Arizona, Padres. Somebody. Gonna need somebody to knock them off. For the most part, I like what the Yankees did. They got Luis Garcia. They got Ramos. Milwaukee got Man Romero, which Dustin May, I think, if you're looking for a starter to go you 5-6 innings, Dustin May can do that. Romero's a left-handed specialist out of the bullpen. Atlanta got... Give me a minute. We're going to go to the Braves here real quick. So apparently Atlanta tried to get DeGrom, and DeGrom put up the no-trade clause. But I think Atlanta getting Lane Thomas for outfield depth, getting Tyler Maguire is a good pickup. And they got somebody from Kansas City too, I believe, if I remember correctly. What sucks for them is they're not gonna get... Okay, there you go. Yeah, they got Falter from Kansas City, and that's gonna help a lot too. Once he gets healthy, it'll help. Strider being out the rest of the year for them sucks. I would have liked to have seen... Well, Washington's fallen back a bit. For St. Louis, look, the year's a rebuild year. We punched above our weight the first half of the season. So I'm generally okay with what they did at the deadline. At some point, you probably have to get Josh Baez up to the Major League Club to see what he can do. He has 32 homers down in AAA. You have to see what he's able to hit on a Major League level. I thought they probably should have kept Quinn Matthews up. I thought Matthews pitched well enough to stay in the rotation at Toronto. I'm glad they didn't trade Burleson. There was talk of them trading Burleson all day Monday. I'm glad they didn't pull the trigger. Stunning move of the deadline actually is right here. Bravo to the Guardians. I have often said that the Guardians desperately needed a power right-handed bat in their lineup. And they went and got it. More power to them. By the way, Joe Odell is a better fielder than they have him in this game. The fact that his fielding is a 55 is criminal. He is a much better fielder than that. I think he adds much-needed solidified pop to their lineup. I think it's a great pickup. Well, they also got Foster Griffin from the fucking Nationals. Jesus. You look at that right now. If you look at those starters right now, and then you add Joe Adele. Now, granted, they have to catch these guys. They have to catch the White Sox, who did adding of their own. And even though he's having a down year, I am actually very high on Brendan Doyle. I like Brendan Doyle a lot. I like the fact that they went out and they got the reliever from the Mets. I like the fact that they got Luis Castillo. I like the fact that some teams that you're not used to seeing go for it at the deadline went for it at the deadline. And the White Sox, the Guardians, I didn't realize how close the Padres were. And with a lockout next year looming, you don't know if you're playing baseball next year. So go for it while you have the chance to go for it. I think the Diamondbacks getting Nootbaar does what they need to do. I think a lot of teams did what they need to do. I think the Blue Jays did well. Okay, you get rid of Gausman, you replace it in Jose Soriano. That's a good pickup. And he's under control. Contract-wise, he's under control for a while. He's a controllable starter. Good on him. There's a lot of these guys a lot of these teams that are doing good work. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see St. Louis get on a run. But they've got one more battle in the Bronx, and then they're playing Colorado. Good chance for St. Louis to potentially get back into the mix of things. But we're in the midst of playoff heat, so we'll see how things go. But thank you all very much for hanging with me today. I like actually going through the advanced format of this, which means I can focus on going through stats and stuff for our fantasy league. Best of luck to everybody in your matchups this week. I will see you back here tomorrow for Throwdown Thursdays, the Raw after WrestleMania. And until tomorrow, right back here on YouTube, everyone. This is Cardiac Cards, and I will see you later.